Good morning, everyone. It's Joni here at Joni's Journals. How are you today? We are back for another Mass Make March. And maybe you'll notice if you saw my other video that I posted the other day, I changed the hashtag because when I went back on Corey Dahman's channel and checked that I had the right hashtag, I found out I didn't. So if you guys want to do this and make a video or post any of your makes to social media, it's hashtag capital M Mass, capital M March, capital M Make, and 2024. So if you want to go around and see what everybody else is making, look for the hashtag. You can just punch that in the search bar on YouTube, and you can see what everybody else is making. So what we are going to do today, if you haven't already guessed, I have been playing with pages out of a book that I have. It's called The Frampton Flora. And yes, like I told you the other day, I do have 2 copies of it. So I've been making little paper bags, or if you want, you can glue them into your book and you can use them as pockets. So as you can see, I went a little bananas as usual. And I cut out pages from the book and I did my best to fold them so that the pretty images of the flowers would show on the front of the bag or pocket, whatever you're going to use it for. And on the back, I put, I just left the info that is alongside of the flower, or in this case, underneath the flower, because I folded my pages sideways. And then with a couple of them, I made little tags. You can see all of mine basically came out to be different sizes, but it's all the same make. I made the little tag. What I did was I was going through the pages and I found images that no matter what way I folded the page, I just couldn't get the pretty image on the front. So I took the pages, I put them aside, and I made some tags for my little pockets. And then I went through and I looked for my music paper. You might know that both of my in-laws are and were retired music teachers. And so I have an abundance of music paper. And on this one, what I did was I took an image from the Frampton Flora that I couldn't figure out how to fold the page to show it. And I just cut it out roughly and I glued it down to the front of my pocket, and I added a little Tim Holtz child and went over it with some collage medium. This one still kind of needs to be decorated, but I've left it because I don't know what kind of journal it's going to go into. This is one, again, from the Frampton Flora, and it was a little bit too much white space, so I glued on a little die cut that I had made, I don't even remember when, of a bee. And this is one, it was an index page from the Frampton Flora, and again, I glued on a flower. So they're pretty versatile. If you'd like to know how I sized up my tags to fit into my pockets, this was just a bit of a page I had left. I measured a space from, I'd say about a 1/16 of an inch over from the top of the pocket to about 1/16 of an inch over from the other side of the top of the pocket. And I cut a little tag that would fit right in with no problem. So that's what I did. That's how I made my tags and managed to keep my images that I really, really liked. So what I did was I pulled a couple of pages out from the book, from both books, the music book that I had and the Frampton Flora, and I thought that I would show you really quickly how to make this. And I just realized I don't have my scissors. Now, I don't really measure. I also saw, got to give kudos to Margareth on 7 Plaza. She didn't measure either. And, excuse me, I kind of went with the flow. So this page, I didn't even measure them. Let's see. My page is roughly just under 10, so 9 15/16 by 7 1/8 because I trimmed mine down. Once I took them out of the book, I had some little rough edges, and so I trimmed the edge of the page off, and so it's not the exact size that it was in the book, but it works. It doesn't matter what size paper you have, because as you can see, these aren't even the same size. So, and I don't even think the two that are from the book are the same size. Well, one's a little bigger than the other, but it doesn't matter. It really just doesn't matter. So now I want this part of my flower to show. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it over because I want this to be the front. And I'm going to fold up from the bottom. And I'm just going to do it so that my edges pretty much line up on each side. And I'm folding it this way. And of course, it's already crooked. Sorry, you can see I still have my cough. I'm working on it. My friend Hazel said to make sure that I rest while I'm off from school. But resting to me is working in my craft room. So I'm just fussing a little here because I want it to be straight. And if you need a measurement, let's see. I folded this up roughly just about 2 inches. And so we've got that end folded up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top of my page and I'm going to fold it up to just above, or maybe about 1/4 of an inch above the crease mark here. Let's see, how much is that for you in case you need a measurement. Just about 1 inch when I straighten it out. It'll be just about 1 inch. And that's because I need to leave myself some space because we're going to do some more folding. And now what we want to do, well, I want to do is I want to check to make sure that I've got it relatively straight. And it's relatively straight. And that's what the front of my pocket's going to look like. Now that we've done that, what we're going to do, I'm going to try and straighten this out a little bit more. Yeah, I'm a little bit anal. And I'm going to grab my bone folder. Do I really need it? No. Okay. So now it's straight. All right. Let's just give a good crease like so. And I do the creases because we are going to do a little bit of cutting on our paper to remove some bulk from when we fold it up. Okay. Now, this is the front, the top flap that we folded over. This was the bottom. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your paper and you're going to fold over that edge there just about, I'm going to not measure, just about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, you're going to do that on both sides. Now this is after you've folded your paper. You're going to lay it down. And now I'm going to use my bone folder because this paper is a little bit heavy. You could use, if you've got pre-printed copy paper, if you've printed images on it, you could do that too. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold over this side a bit. Okay. And I think I'm going to have to pause the camera. Yep, because Roger is awake now and he needs to go out. We're just going to finish folding this. And I am going to leave this as is. And I'm going to pause the camera and I'm going to come right back. And we're back. I'm sorry about that, guys, but Roger woke up. It's a beautiful day here in Southwest Florida. It is just about 65 degrees. And so it is luscious, which is good because my husband's only working half a day and we have some stuff to do outside today. Okay, so now you've folded down both sides of your piece of paper. Now I'm just going to, again, turn it over and check to see what's going on in the front because now what we're going to do is we are going to fold up for the bottom of our page. So I think I'm going to use this side as the bottom of our page. And again, you're just going to fold this up maybe about 1/4 of an inch, like so. And then I'm going to crease it down. Okay, because like I said, this paper is a little bit heavy. It's beautiful paper, and in fact, the envelopes or the paper bags have been coming out, and they're just such a nice weight. Okay, this is a little crooked, so let me just pull this up again here on this side and push it down. You don't have to be a perfectionist. You don't have to be OCD like me. So this is now what you have. Now we are going to unfold everything again, okay? So here we have the top of our page, like so, and here we have the bottom of our page. Now this part may be a little tricky for you to see, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my pencil. You are going to cut out a portion of this where you folded, and you're going to cut from this line, you're going to cut out this part, and you're going to cut out this part. And you're going to do that on both sides. So I'm just going to make a pencil line so you guys can see where I'm cutting. Okay. So now you're going to cut out this section here and this section here. And what that does basically is reduce bulk for the bottom of your paper bag when you fold it all up together. Okay, so I'm just going to give a snip here and give a snip here. And then I'm going to cut across over here. I'm just going to grab this and cut it away. And then I'll show you what I did because it's kind of difficult to cut and show you at the same time. So you have this piece cut out here. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side, like so. You can hear Roger barking in the background. He is in heaven now. We finally were able to enclose our backyard, and so he can run around freely up and down the sides of the house and see what's going on our block, on our street. So now you have something that looks like that. Now this is the part where you might get a little bit confused. But if you can see, it's better on this side. We have all of these creases, okay? This was our original crease line here where we folded our piece of paper over. This is part of the crease line where we folded that little 1/4 of an inch. And this is the other portion of that crease line where we folded the other 1/4 of an inch. What you're going to do is you are now going to fold on your original crease line. So you see you still have 2 creases left. You're going to fold in, and then you're going to fold out on the 1/4 of an inch crease line. And then you're going to fold back again on the other 1/4 of an inch crease line. So you're going to have something that looks like that. And that is the little gap on your paper bag. Okay? And we're going to push that down. I'm going to push that down with my bone folder to make the creases sharp and easy to work with. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, this is your original crease line. This is part of your 1/4 of an inch crease line. And this is the other part of your 1/4 of an inch crease line. So what you do is you fold in on your original crease line. And then you're going to fold back on your little 1/4 of an inch crease line. And I'll show you this again with the other ones. And then you're going to fold over on the other crease from your 1/4 of an inch crease line. And again, so you're going to have something that looks like this. Okay, I'm hoping you guys can see that. So now here is the front of your paper bag. Here is the back of your paper bag. Now what we are going to do, this is your little bottom crease. We're going to cut our corners in like so. Okay, like that. And again like that. You can do your best to make them even. I don't think any of mine are. So now you have a piece that looks like this. Okay. Now you're going to push down. I want to make sure these creases are nice and sharp. You're going to open it up again, and you're going to put glue all along here. Now, if you see, my page is a little bit easy to work with because I do have a black line here. I hope you guys can see that. Now, you want to glue this piece of paper to the back of here so that it makes your paper bag a little bit neat and tidy and you don't have a catch on anything. And so generally what I do is I run some glue, oops, sorry if I moved you, down the bottom and up along the side. Oh, I put glue in the wrong place. See, guys? I'm busy teaching you, and I'm not paying attention. Let me just wipe this off. You don't want glue there. All right, you're going to put glue here where your piece of paper is going to meet the other piece of paper. And then down along the edge here. And I'm just going to smush in some glue like so. And then you're going to fold your piece of paper over to meet this piece of paper. And because we do have a little bit excess glue, I'm just going to wipe it off. This is a damp baby wipe, you know, my usual dirty ones that I reuse over and over again till they're dry. So now you have this. See, what you did was you folded in that, you glued in that little flap in there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe if I move my light just a bit forward. You glued in that little flap right there. And you put that down nice and tight. You don't have to push it all the way down. I just think it makes it easier. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to fold up your bottom. What I find, though, is no matter how you fold your paper, and I'm folding one side of the bottom of my bag down and one side of the other side of my bag down, you always end up with this little random flap here. And that's what's left from that piece of paper we just glued down. I go in and I cut mine off, okay? It makes it a little bit neater when you fold it over. And again, makes a little less bulk, okay? Now, what I also do is I glue my flaps down separately. So I'm going to glue down my back flap to the back of my envelope, like so, this way. And then I'm going to glue the little front flap that we have here down to the little back flap we just glued down. And also to the back of the envelope. And then I'm going to flip it over like so. And you can see, no matter what you do, unless you really want to get fussy, your flap is not perfect. Okay, but in this case, you can barely see it. So there you have it. There's our little paper bag. Now, what I also have been doing, I'll show you on this one again. I've been cutting in a little thumb hole, okay, so that you can grab it out. Some of these I've inked, some of them I haven't. So because my piece of paper happens to work nicely with my little 1-inch punch, I've been taking my 1-inch punch and slipping it inside the bag and kind of centering it. And that looks pretty centered, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty good. And clipping in a little thumb hole. So there you have it. Now you can leave this as is, which I probably would do because I think this is lovely. Or you could decorate it like I did some of my other ones. Okay, let's do another one. Okay. Let's just put the pin in that. You know what? Not bothering. Okay, now this is our music paper. And I'm going to fold it up again, like so. And make sure it's straight. Okay, there we go. Now, as you can see, this is going to be your original crease. Okay, I'm showing you that for a reason because it makes it a little bit easier when you're doing your refold. And then I'm just going to fold this one over to, again, just about 1 inch or so away from this edge. And I'm just going to make sure it's straight because this music paper makes you dizzy if you're trying to make a straight line. Okay. And so you have a piece that looks like this. The original creases are here. Okay. Now you're going to fold it over again about 1/4 inch. Okay. And there's your little 1/4 inch crease that I referred to. Okay, that's that one there. This I don't need the bone folder because this is such old, lightweight paper. And I'm going to fold it over again, about 1/4 inch, or that might be more like 1/2 inch. And I'm going to push it down. And here's your 1/4 inch crease, okay? Then I'm going to take it. Should I make, yeah, we'll make this side the bottom. And then I'm going to fold it up again on the bottom, like so. Make sure it's relatively straight. And it is. And I'm going to push down this piece I need the bone folder for. Okay. Like so. Then we're going to unfold it. Okay. This way. And we're going to cut out that little space again. Just like we did on the other one. This way. And I can't even see what I'm doing. And this way. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to grab it and I'm going to cut out there on this side. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side here along our crease. And again, along our crease. And then again, along our crease. There we go. So now we have a piece that looks like that. Okay. We're going to fold on our original fold line. We're going to fold in. We're going to fold out on our 1/4 inch line, which, there we go. Okay, so now you have that. And then you're going to fold back on your other little 1/4 inch line. Push down. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to fold in on our original crease, out on our 1/4 inch, and in on our 1/4 inch, like so. And now you have your pocket, okay, like that. I'm going to take and I'm going to cut off my little corner, like so. I'm going to flip it around because I work better from my right. And I'm going to cut off my other little corner like so. So now you have something that looks like that. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to glue. Again, with the music paper, it's easy to see. If you need to take a pencil and make a mark, here's the edge of your piece of paper. You can make a little mark with a pencil like that. So now you know what area to glue. I'm going to take and I'm going to glue in here. I'm going to go along the edge. And I'm going to glue all the way down to my seam, to my crease. And I'm going to go this way, like so. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to fold it over again. Push down so it's nice and attached, like that. Okay, so now you have your little bag. And then I'm going to just cut out that little excess in there. What I was originally doing was I was just gluing the whole thing together. But then I found that on one of them, my little, the bottom of my pocket, the bottom of my bag was popping up. Okay, so now you have this. Push that out of the way. I'm going to put a little glue on this portion of the bottom of our pocket. And no matter what you do, you're always going to end up with that little flap. If you guys figure out a way to eliminate it, you let me know. I'm just going to push that down. And then I'm going to glue my last little flap like so on here. Whoop. And there you go. There's one made with music paper. Okay, and there's your other little bag. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to center my little punch in here, like so. Again, depending on the size of your bag, it probably will make a difference what size circle punch you use. I'm trying to see if it's even. There you go. And there you have it. There's another little bag. And if you ink around it, I'm not going to bore you with inking. you'll see your little thumb notch. Okay, guys, one more, and then I think we're going to call it a day. This one has this little pretty image. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play a little, and I want to see how far over I can fold this to capture my image on the front of my page. Okay, so I can probably go like that. Now see, in this case, I'm not worried about size. I'm more worried about capturing the pretty image on the front of my bag. So this one's going to be a little bit wider, but how could you get rid of that pretty little flower? Okay, so I've folded it over. I haven't measured except to check out the front of my pocket, envelope, bag, whatever you want to call it. And again, I'm going to grab my bone folder because this is another page out of the Frampton Flora. And I am going to just be sure that my creases are sharp. And that's important when you're refolding. And then I'm just going to take and I'm going to fold it in a little bit, 1/4 of an inch. Now, yesterday, admittedly, I don't know if you saw, I had that really skinny pocket. Let me just grab that one. That would be this one. I did something, and I thought I did something wrong. And so I ended up just like folding and refolding. Anyway, I ended up with this tiny little pocket that came out of the same size sheet of paper. So yeah, if you make a mistake, it doesn't really matter. You can always amend what you do just by folding and refolding and maybe cutting a little here and there. I ended up with a double edge. I ended up with a creased edge to glue down. And I said, now goodness, how the heck did I end up with that? I couldn't even tell you. I think I tried to fold my bag too small. But as you can see, I amended it and I just was able to repair my mistake. Okay, so now let's see. Which part do we want to be the bottom of our bag? I think I want this section to be the bottom of my bag. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to fold up the bottom here, like so, this way. Okay, and I'm sorry if I hit you. I'm just going to push down like this on here, and there we go. Okay, now we're going to unfold everything again. Okay, and you see we have our little creases, and we have our little creases, and I'm going to cut out my excess like this. Now, if you watch Margareth's video, she made little different shapes out of her bag. She made bags that are shaped like tags. She punched some holes in hers, the tops of hers, and put string through them and put little things in them. I didn't do that with any of mine. I just kind of made them, I kind of left them all open without any interference of a string tie or anything, because eventually I'll be making a flower journal, I'm sure. Tracy has some beautiful, she has a beautiful one now, Daffodils and Daisies, I believe it's called. So I will probably use some of these if I make a journal with that, or even if I want to play them, decorate them, because Tracy also has out new bug kit. Bugs, the woman is after my heart, so I might be doing that. You can always use flowers with bugs. Okay, see, this paper is very thick, and there we go. Okay, so now we've folded, we've refolded, and that's what the front of our bag looks like. And here's our bottom, and I'm just going to cut off these corners. As you can tell, if you're looking really closely, my little cuts on the bottom are not straight, but it still works. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down my page. For those of you who want it, I'm going to put the little pencil mark right here, and I'll be right back. And as I was saying, I'm going to take and I'm going to put the little pencil mark right here. So I know to glue to my left. You see a little pencil mark? And so I'm going to put some glue along the top. And Roger is playing with his bone. He loves his big Purina milk bones, but he has to kill his prey before he will eat it, quote unquote. So he chases his bone around the house. So you might hear him barking in the background. But yeah, I'm off from school. My husband is at work. My daughter is at work. So it's just me and Roger Dodger. Okay, we've put our glue. Now we're going to lay our paper down. Okay, make sure that glue sticks. Okay, so now you have your little paper bag again. I'll go back and I'll erase those pencil marks. I'm going to take my little bottoms here. I'm going to fold them over. And I'm just going to clip off this excess here. Have less bulk. You don't have to do this, but then you just got to be careful how you're gluing it. Okay? And I am going to glue 1/2 of my bag bottom over, like so. And then I'm going to glue the other half of my bag bottom over. Just make sure you get along the edges there. I'm going to take it and I'm going to flip it over like so. Push it down. And like I said, you can see, maybe you can't see, my edges here are not perfect, but it doesn't matter. It's the back of the bag or the back of the pocket or whatever you want. And there you go. We have another little pocket that we made. I'm going to put my little, I'm going to get rid of some of this in there. Whoop. I'm going to put in my little thumb hole. Put this in here. Whoops. And there we go. Now we have our thumb hole. There you go, guys. Here's the 3 that we made together. I hope that wasn't too stressful. And as I said, you can see not one of these bags has come out to be, well, this is pretty close, but they're all different sizes. It depends on how you fold them. And here's all the other ones I made with the tags and the decorated. Okay. So yeah, you can do these out of whatever kind of paper you want. Okay. And just have fun. You can see this is the index from the back of the book. And even that one came out pretty cool. You could decorate it for your journal or whatever you happen to be making in any way that you need that goes with your journal. So guys and gals and friends, thank you for watching. I want to send you lots of love and big hugs and ask you to please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I will be back maybe later today. I'm trying to figure out something else cute that we can do as a mass make that everyone can do. I had an idea with one of my die cuts, but then I said that's not really fair. Because not everyone has the same die cuts and not everyone likes to die cut. So yeah, I'm working on 1 or 2 things. I am also working on some Easter cards, which for me are a mass make because I'm making 7 of them. And maybe in my next video, I'll show you what I'm doing with that. But you take care. Enjoy the rest of your day or your evening or wherever you happen to be. And I will see you soon. Love, hugs. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Take care now, friends.